What would you do if one day you received a message that shattered your entire world? A message from someone in your family claiming that the woman you love is hiding a devastating truth. My wife pregnant, but not by me. By someone I never imagined. Her cousin's husband. Stay with me till the end. Because what started as a quiet marriage turned into something that nearly broke me beyond repair. Asterisk, my name is Rayan. I work in a small tech office, and I live a very simple life. I'm not rich, not flashy, but I always believed I had something more valuable than money peace. I was married to a woman I deeply loved, Noreen. She had a soft laugh and warm eyes. We'd been married for 3 years, and although our life wasn't perfect, I thought we were building something strong. Noreen was close to her family, especially her cousin, Maliha. They were raised almost like sisters. Maliha had gotten married a year after us to a man named Faison. We'd all met a few times, had dinners together, and everything seemed normal. Or so I thought. There were small things I overlooked, like the way Noreen would text more at night, or how she became distant at times. I blamed it on work stress or maybe some emotional ups and downs. I didn't push. I believed in giving space. I never wanted to be the husband who questioned everything. Then, one afternoon, while I was finishing lunch at work, I got a message. It was from Maliha. Asterisk, I remember the message clearly. It said, Rayan, I know you might hate me for this, but I can't stay quiet anymore. Noreen is pregnant, and the child isn't yours. It's Faison's. I froze. I read it twice, then again. My fingers went cold. For a moment, I thought it was a cruel joke, but something in her message felt real, heavy, panicked. I replied with just one word, what? She didn't text back immediately. Hours passed like days. My heart was pounding, my head spinning. I couldn't focus on anything. When I finally got a reply, it was a long voice note. Maliha sounded broken, crying. She said she'd caught them months ago. She had stayed silent for the sake of her marriage, but when she found out Noreen was pregnant, she couldn't hold it in anymore. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat there, staring at my screen like the world around me had turned to dust. Asterisk, that night, I went home. Noreen was in the kitchen, humming, just normal. And that's what made it worse. I looked at her and all I could think was, how could you smile like nothing happened? I didn't confront her right away. I needed to be sure. I spent the next few days gathering myself, watching her, listening. I noticed little things now that I hadn't before her, locking her phone, taking long walks in the evening alone, avoiding certain conversations. Stopped my heart, wanted to believe Maliha was wrong, that it was a misunderstanding. But deep down, I knew the truth had already begun to eat through the walls of my home. Then one night, I asked Noreen, are you happy with me? She looked startled, said yes, of course. I asked if there was anything she wanted to tell me. She laughed nervously. Why are you being weird? She said. That moment hurt more than anything, because even as she smiled, I saw something in her eyes. Fear. Asterisk, the next day, Maliha called me. Her voice shook as she spoke. She said she hadn't slept in days, that she was scared of what would happen if Faison found out she had spoken to me. But still, she told me everything. She had walked in on them months ago, Noreen and Faison, at her own house. She had left for groceries and returned early because she forgot her wallet. The moment she entered, she saw them together. Not in a way cousins should be. She didn't scream. She just stood there, frozen. They hadn't seen her. She left. Quietly, went back out, sat in her car, and cried. That night, she confronted Faison. He didn't deny it. Said it was a mistake. Said it just happened. He begged her to forgive him. Promised to cut ties with Noreen. But over the next few months, She noticed signs that it hadn't stopped. When Noreen told her in private that she was pregnant, she didn't say it was Faison's, but the timing, the dates, everything lined up. Maliha said she couldn't live with herself if she stayed quiet any longer. Her voice cracked when she said, "Rayan, you didn't deserve this." I kept quiet for too long. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to say. How do you thank someone for destroying your world with the truth? Asterisk, I decided I needed proof. My emotions were screaming, but my mind needed something solid. I didn't want to accuse Noreen without evidence, so I played along, pretended everything was okay. I even smiled with her. Asked about the baby. She was surprised, but happy that I was finally coming around. She said she wanted to wait a bit longer before telling people, but I asked her to go to the doctor together. I said I wanted to be involved. She agreed. After the appointment, I secretly requested a prenatal paternity test. It wasn't easy. I had to go through some private labs and use my own money quietly. I told no one, not even Maliha. Days passed. My chest felt like it was being crushed every second. Then the results came. I opened the envelope in my car. 0% probability of paternity. It felt like someone had driven a knife through my back. Baby wasn't mine. It was real. Everything Maliha said, it was all true. I sat in my car for 2 hours, just breathing, just trying not to break. Asterisk, that night, I waited for her to come home. I had the envelope in my hand. My hands were trembling. When she walked in, I asked her to sit. She looked at me, confused. I asked one last time, "Is there anything you want to tell me?" She laughed again, nervous. "No, what's going on?" I placed the envelope on the table, then explained this. Her face turned pale. She didn't open it. She didn't need to. She just stared at it, then at me. And then finally her lips parted. She whispered, "I'm sorry." The words didn't comfort me. They cut deeper than any lie ever could. I asked her why. She didn't answer right away. She started crying, saying she felt alone, that I was always working, that Faison understood her, that it was a mistake and she didn't know how to stop it. I couldn't listen anymore. I walked out of the room, out of the house, out of everything I thought I knew. Asterisk, I called Maliha and told her everything. She was silent for a long time. Then she whispered, "So it's true." Her voice broke. "He promised me." Rayan, he begged for a second chance, and I gave it to him. I gave him everything I had. She sounded more broken than I was. We were both living in homes built on lies. I heard her crying. Deep, painful sobs. I didn't know how to comfort her. What do you say to someone who trusted the same people you did? She said she didn't know what to do, that she couldn't look at Faison the same anymore. She had a daughter, a life built with him, and now it all felt fake. That night, we both stayed on the phone for hours, saying nothing, just ... breathing through the pain together. Asterisk, I packed my bags the next morning. I didn't yell, didn't throw anything, I just left. Noreen tried to stop me, cried, begged, even said the baby could still be mine. But the paper in my pocket said otherwise. I moved in with a friend, tried to focus on work, but everything felt empty. I kept replaying the moments in my head, the late-night texts, the sudden walks, the nervous smiles. All the signs I ignored. I wanted to hate her, but instead I just felt tired. Maliha eventually confronted Faison again. She told him she knew everything, that Rayan had proof. Faison didn't deny it this time. He didn't beg. He just said, "I messed up." As if that could fix anything. She left with her daughter, moved in with her parents. She told me she wasn't filing for divorce yet, but she needed space, time, healing. So did I. A few weeks later, I received a letter from Noreen, a handwritten one. She apologized again. She said she was ashamed, that she had ruined everything. She didn't expect me to forgive her. She only asked that I remember the good times. The real ones. I sat alone in my room, reading her words. My eyes burned, because despite everything, a part of me still missed her, but I knew better now. Some things, once broken, cannot be repaired, I wrote back. I told her I hoped she would become a better person for the baby. That I hoped she would learn to love, honestly. Not for me, but for herself. And then I let go. Asterisk, it's been 7 months since that message changed my life. I've started healing. I go on walks now. I read. I've even started therapy. Maliha and I still talk sometimes. We've become each other's reminder that we survived. That even when people closest to us hurt us, we can choose not to become like them. Noreen gave birth recently. A boy. I didn't go to the hospital, but I did send a small gift. Not for her, but for the child. Because no matter how he came into the world, he didn't ask for this. This isn't the life I planned, but sometimes life writes its own story. And in pain, I found strength. In betrayal, I found clarity. I don't know what the future holds. But I know this, I will never again. Ignore my own voice, my own gut, my own worth, asterisk. Sometimes walking away isn't weakness. It's how you take your power back.